with little Nathan again.
Hello, children.
And remember last week we learned about Moses and how he went up to the mountain and he got the 10 Commandments from God.
I don't remember.
Well, you were there.
Huh. Moses got 10 Commandments from God. Oh,
Yeah.
right. Do not covet your neighbor's wife.
Right.
Got it.
Right. And then while he was getting those 10 Commandments...
Oh, you have the heart I gave you there.
I do.
Well, that's kind.
That is kind. While he was getting those 10 Commandments, the people, the Israelites who were waiting for him to come down from the mountain, they did very bad things, and they made a golden calf and they started worshiping it. And they got in trouble for that because that's a very bad thing. It goes against the 10 Commandments. But it sort of was the start of Israel's journey with God, where they trust him for a little bit and then they do something that turned
What are these
totally...
magnifying glasses here that you have?
Well, we're going to get to those. They do something that turns against God.
They made a golden calf.
Right.
I have golden hamstrings.
Good.
That was my nickname when I just ran track.
I don't think so.
Golden hammies, they call me.
Okay,
Man, can I
okay.
go?
We're going to go back to our story. So they are now traveling away from that. They're over the golden calf. They're in the wilderness and they're heading towards this land that God promised them.
The land of Jubilee.
Well, it's supposed to be the promised land where
Oh,
it's
right.
beautiful and lush and there's
Verdant.
food. Right. So,
It's like the land equivalent of you.
right. Anyway, they are waiting outside the land and Moses says, you know what, I'm going to send in 12 spies. So that's what these magnifying
Ooh, they have
glasses are.
magnifying glasses.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Hook. No, wait. Like Sherlock Holmes.
Right.
That's more what I meant.
Right. So they have 12 spies
Dr.
that they...
Hook had a hook.
Okay.
10 men went to spy on Canaan. No, I know the song. Let me try it one more time.
Okay, no, you know what? We're gonna keep going. So they went to spy in this land, and what do you think? Why don't you tell us what you think they saw
They
in
saw
the land?
giants in the land.
They saw giants.
And
Yeah.
great big grapes.
Well, yeah, they did actually.
I know.
It was really a beautiful land.
Flowing with milk and honey.
Right, but the grapes were so big they had to put them on a pole. Now,
Pole grapes.
imagine if you
And they were
we
marching
had to
along.
carry these back to Moses and tell him about the land that they had spied on.
It's
Now-
tough to get. How'd they sneak the grapes out?
Well, I don't know. They were very sneaky.
One time my dad took bananas across the border. That was tough. We hid them in the wheel wells.
Okay, so anyway, these 12 spies come back from the promised land to Moses and all the Israelites, and 10 of them give him a very bad report. They say, the buildings are too large. There's giants there. We can't go.
They were scared.
They were scared and they said, we should go back to Egypt. Why did God bring us out here to die in the wilderness? But 2 of the spies, Caleb and Joshua, they say, no, it's beautiful. Look at the grapes that we brought back. Look at how many pomegranates are there.
excited.
And they were excited.
About the pomegranates.
Yeah, and they said, God would not lead us here if he wasn't going to protect us. He will take care of us.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but nobody trusted them and God became angry. And God said, you know what? Because you guys aren't trusting me, you're going to travel around in the wilderness for 40 years. And the only
That's a long time.
Yeah, the only people who get to go are all the young ones who are under 20 years old, plus Caleb and Joshua who gave the good reports.
The good spies got to go in.
Right.
But like 40 years later,
Yes.
they'd have been old men.
Yeah, because Caleb and Joshua, they loved God with their whole heart. But the other people, they weren't so sure that if they trusted God. So they had an okay life in the wilderness.
Is that right?
God loved them.
As good as the wilderness could be, I suppose.
Yeah, he took care of them. He fed them. He made sure their clothes didn't wear out.
But they underachieved.
They underachieved, yeah. But the other people got to live in God's promise, and they got to live their best life because
Their best life now.
yes, because they trusted him with their whole heart.
That's the name of my book I'm going to write.
Okay, so we are going to learn more about your whole heart in a little bit. See you later, kids.
Bye, children.
Hi, boys and girls. it's Pastor Jake. We're gonna have a fun contest. What we want you to do is to send a video of you doing actions to Alive Alive. Send it to the website right here below. Right there. All right, so you need to use the best actions, and then the winner is gonna win an Easter basket. So, why don't you sing along with me now? Here we go.
Oh, death, where is your sting? I was drowning in your pain, but now your grip is slipping. Oh, life is blossoming. For after 3 days buried beneath our sin, burst forth the firstborn of everlasting. He is alive, alive. Our God is alive. He is alive, alive. Jesus is alive. The empty grave holds my hope each day. He is alive.
Hi, kids. We learned today about how Joshua. Are you coming with me?
I'm here with little Nathan, you should say.
Well, they heard that already because we talked about it in the story. This
Oh.
just comes after the story.
Now I feel shy.
Well, just come up here. It'll be good for you. Be like Caleb and Joshua, bold and courageous. Okay, we heard about Joshua and Caleb who love God with their whole heart. And today we are going to talk about what loving God with your whole heart means. And so it means loving God and
That's just that's part of a heart, it looks like.
that is part of a heart, yeah. Because we need 3 parts to make a whole heart. And the first part is faith.
Faith.
And what faith means is that you trust God is going to do what he says he's going to do.
When I believe God is going to do what he says he's going to do, I have faith.
Right. And then the next part of loving God with your whole heart is having hope.
Hope.
And hope says God is going to do the best things for me.
He wants what's good for me, and I believe him.
Yes.
I hope.
And then
I'm a hopeful person.
the third part of loving God is love.
Love. Faith, hope, and love.
Yeah, and knowing that you are God's treasure. If we have only one of these, we don't love God with our whole heart. But when we stick them together,
Ooh.
I've
They
made
become
this little
a whole
puzzle.
heart.
Yeah.
Faith, hope, and love.
Yeah, we love God with our whole heart. Alrighty, and we can see that we've got
Oh, there it
this
is.
heart here.
Yep, sure
Yeah,
enough.
so you have this puzzle to make.
That's a pretty easy puzzle.
It is a
like
pretty
3
easy
pieces.
puzzle.
These kids are smarter than that.
I know.
They deserve more.
Well, you know, for some kids, this will be a little tougher.
Really?
Like the 2-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and for some kids, this will be easier. So what I want you to do, if you're older, is you have some questions that come with your activity that talk about faith and talk about what are tough things that you have to have faith in God to do. And hope. Talk about places where you've had hope and where you haven't. You know, when we throw something like a temper tantrum, that's showing that we're not trusting that the best is for us, even if we're not getting our own way. So I'd like the kids to draw pictures of that.
Of temper tantrums?
No, of areas where they need to have hope and not throw a temper
Where do
tantrum.
you need to have hope? What would be a picture for you?
Where I need to have hope, that we will have people back in the church, but that this time of being isolated, there's good things happening for me,
That's good.
even in something that I'm not really enjoying all that much.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can see how that would be something you might need.
hope for. Okay, kids, I'd love for you to work on these puzzles. They've come home in the email to your parents, and send in pictures of them. Bye-bye. Ooh, I forgot to do your little blessing.
That's why I went like this. I was feeling kind of neglected.
Okay. Hey. I'm sorry I forgot your blessing, but let's bless you.
Let's do that.
Okay. May you love God with your whole heart like Caleb and Joshua. May you have faith that God is going to do what he says he's going to do.
What about hope and love?
May you have hope
Sweet.
that Everything that is happening is for your best.
Like you holding my hand.
Right. And may you know that you are loved and God's treasure. Bye-bye.